Welcome back to the MuuMuu Talk with Teena. I hope you guys are having a beautiful week. Today I want to talk to you about universal laws. What? Yes, universal laws. You know, like Newton's laws, but those are the laws of Newton. Well, this is universal. The laws of the universe. Okay, so I've talked to you guys about the law of attraction and how you think about, you bring about, create a vision, and you'll attract it to yourself. Think happy thoughts, and all those wonderful things. That's a universal law. Today, I just want to go back a little bit and go to the very beginning, the first basic universal law. And it's called like begets like. Excuse me. Hold on. Let me remind you. Are you still drinking your H2O? It's great for your skin and your throat and your whole entire body. Okay, back to. So the universal law is like begets like. Yes, like begets like. And we're going to break it down to a very simple format. If you had a cat, you would say begets cats. They're in the same family. Humans begets humans. Let's take it a little bit further up. What about your emotions? When you're sad, do you beget sad emotions? Meaning, do you get more and more sad emotions? Of course you do. When you're thinking of really sad things, do you beget happy? Is there any equation in there if all of your thoughts are sadness that it will equal happiness? I don't think so. So here's what you do. You think like begets like. If you want to be in a different income earning bracket, maybe you want to be a millionaire, then start looking at how millionaires live, what they do, what are their actions for fun. You may not be able to do that right now, but create that vision, and eventually wealth beget wealth, and you will be in that bracket. It will come to you because like begets like. It's universal. It's a universal law. It's not a theory or I think that might be right. It's true. If you want to try it for yourself. Just think of one thing that you can think of, anything, and then see when you attract to it or beget to it. My grandmother used to say, birds of a feather flock together. And of course, I told my children, can't run with a bunch of skunks and come out smelling like a rose. I told them that 1,000,000 times. Here's the truth, though. Skunk, beget, smell good? No. Birds of a feather do flock together for the simple fact that they're on that bird, that one bird. Think in terms of what you really want, and then put like begets like in it. I know I've wondered so many times why I was in that position or why I was in some area. And I recognized that's where I was surrounding myself. That's who I felt comfortable with or where I felt comfortable. And as soon as I began to venture out and enjoy different or better, and it didn't have to be better. I'm not better than, but maybe better than the last experience I had. And I started looking for those events. I started recognizing how important like begets like is. So start looking for what you want it to equal. What is your function? What is your thought process of the end outcome? Okay? The end result. It doesn't mean that it has to be that exact one, but hopefully you recognize that where you're beginning is going to that end result that it'll at least equal it. You know, you wouldn't want to focus on winning a race if you were running a race if you didn't like to run. But if you love to run and you are in a race, you want to focus on that finish line. Put that in your life the same way, because like begets like. What you're putting in equals what you're getting out. Keep this in mind. This is your first universal law on the MuuMuu Talk with Teena. I just think you are awesome. Every bit about you is awesome. And I hope that if you don't see it, that you'll start looking for it. So here's your challenge for the next week. I want you to find 5 things that you like about you. Yes, 5 things. I want you to write them down. You know, I always said to people, one of my favorite things was my eyes. When I was even a little girl, people would talk about my eyes were so beautiful, and I took pride in that. And I always loved that my eyes changed colors and that people would compliment me on them. So that would be one thing that I would put on my list that I love about myself. Okay, so find 5 things that you absolutely love about you. Then write them down. Write them down. I love my eyes. I love the way I feel. I don't know. I love my fingernails. Now, notice that I do choose physical forms for the simple fact that the second part of this challenge for the whole week is when you find the 5 things that you love about yourself. I want you to start looking for it in others. See why it would be a little easier if you did it physical. But I'll be honest with you. I'm a very happy person. I claim to be happy 99% of the time. That 1%, I truly stay home. I do have that 1% of down days. I have days where I cry. I have moments that I'll have that. But 99% of the time, I can guarantee I'm pretty happy. Which the great thing about that is happy equals begets happy. So I tend to find myself surrounded by happy people. And I mean, not a little bit, everybody, all the time. It's just happy people and I really get along. And I guess the unhappy people are just over there being unhappy. But whatever it is, remember what you start with and what you're putting into that function, it's going to equal your outcome. So like begets like. Put yourself where you want to be and watch it keep coming to where you really love that end result. Okay, so now your second part of the challenge. Remember, I said 5 things about you and write them down. I would write, I love my eyes, and look for people to compliment. So if you want to, I got off on a tangent there. If you want to choose on there that you love, that you're happy 99% of the time, then you're going to need to find and look for people's emotions instead of just their physical appearance. That's why I started with the physical appearance. But anyways, so if you put, I love my eyes, then next time you find somebody that you think their eyes are just dynamic, stop them. Don't grab them. But just say, hey, your eyes are beautiful. And then move on. And do it as much as you possibly can. Replace it with any type of negative or hateful statement you might have about that person that you were just walking by. Instead, replace it with something that you love about yourself and you see beauty in them. And then once you've taken this challenge, you will recognize that like begets like. It's a universal law. Can't break it. It's just the way it is. So start using it to your advantage. You are fabulous. I am finally going to wrap it up. Listen, keep attracting what you want, and God bless.